Well,
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our adventures here in Ilhern. We are going to very quickly go over roll call and all the happy stuff, and then we are going to do a recap, and then we are going to play a fantastic evening of Dungeons and Dragons. Um, Joe,
Yeah, I'm here.
Kotark,
Mm-hmm.
Sarah,
Here.
Union,
I'm Union.
Arson/Tempest.
I am here.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, where we last left off, the party faced off in a challenge within the Lich's arena here under the sands of Krinash. Having been told effectively that the Lich would not provide any of his arcane aid unless they were able to best his own chosen champions. It was a close one, boiling down to some uh, razor thin dodges on the part of Kotark, and um, fortunately, the one casualty was already pre planned for. Um, it could have been anyone. In fact, it would have been Sarah.
Yep.
Way to steal her spot on the leaderboard.
Well, it is the most fitting armor that you need to wear.
And true, also revealing the legendary effects of both the sword by Sarah and Union's armor of again stealing the spot on the death count .jpg.
Yep.
Is JPEG still the best photo format? I don't know anymore.
It's the oldly used.
Yeah, I use it just because of the low
It's
bytes.
easier to load, but PNG
Yeah.
is nicer quality.
I'm not gonna lie, wasn't expecting answers on that. That was just the brain doing the brain thing where it does the thing. But we pick up as you guys are clambering to your feet, some struggling more than others, as still a heavy amount of wounds lay open from the battle. And most notably, a lack of blue fire upon your forms. Is that as you look upon each other, it resides in each of your eyes. Which for some
That
just kind of like, eh. Looking at the water genasies, just kind of blends in.
Meanwhile, on the fire genasi, it sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah. The one person that would be obvious to, he can't see it.
Yep, it looks great. But you will recall that the skeletons likewise had the same flame as you dispatched them. Um, Behind you, you can hear the grinding of stone as a door is opened up within the wall. Which fortunately I don't have to say which direction because no one has that stupid feat.
If only my stats were higher. I will help you up. Up we go. Let's go.
I think Sarah's the one that needs help. Her legs are broken.
Oh, by the way,
Alright.
yeah,
Yeah,
Sarah's pretty fucked up
alright.
still.
I will set those with a medicine check.
Correct, medicine. For the record, Tempest is giving you just a withering stare as she storms out the room. But to be honest, you earned.
Yeah. There you
In fact, while I'm here, I can move. Let's get to the right window. 25. Sarah, it hurts as he didn't use any anesthesia, but with a quick crack and snap, you feel your legs are properly set, and after some mending, we'll be all right.
I like not having broken legs.
and I will give her a second level cure wounds.
She's not an object,
Not
Joe.
I couldn't resist.
Oh.
You try, Jera. It's been a stressful day.
Yeah. I will point out, I was doing stuff with dice prior. This is the 6th one in a row.
Getting in some Soren territory there.
Yeah. Yeah. Or retaking my.
Need that religion check. They're dead union.
I don't know how to
dead
fix
unit.
Hey,
that.
Jarrett, go fix that for him, please, like you did last time.
And the time before that.
Okay, I don't need the sass. Okay, religion.
Um,
See, this is a bonus of me having access.
I will
Every
also
book.
note, Churchies, it actually feels easier to connect than before.
I'm still guessing an 8 was not enough.
A natural one is not enough, sir. You're not quite of those magnificent levels where you have enough of a bonus to way past that.
There you go, Union.
Am I not dead?
Yes.
You may need a refresh on your end.
All right.
Yeah.
But 20, I assume.
Yeah, so 20 goes off. You are casting that on
Me.
Okay. Clutch your holy symbol and are bathed in a font of light.
I will help Sarah up. I'm not taking any more chances.
Still end up having to lean on them because they're set. It hurts to stand on.
Healing hands myself.
Okay, magical healing will of course help.
Just make the legs a little less horrifying.
Oh, it will.
Let's see, there's what, 6 of us?
They go crick crack a
Yes.
little less when you step on them.
Well,
5 right now in the.
yeah.
in here,
Tempest
in
had
the
stepped
area
out of the
so
room.
far. Right.
Effectively, the way I see magic healing is it always targets the most vital healing necessary, so the bones that would take the brunt of the heal.
Yeah.
Still bleeding a little, but you're pretty sure. Eat a steak or two, you'll be fine. Get some protein.
I'm going to
No.
attempt to use Prayer of Healing, but we're going to have to be here for 10 minutes.
Maybe we do that in the next room, Joe.
That's why
Wait.
I'm asking before I start and waste the spell slot while everyone storms off. Because I swear to God, if you guys all storm up, I'm going to stand here for 10 minutes.
I'm gonna
behind you
finish
to
the
get my
spell.
healing.
uh, but assuming the lot step to the next room, you will find a veritable feast laid out upon table.
Detect. No, I'm not going to detect magic. I wish I had detect poison.
As
All
if
right.
I would waste the effort. If I want you dead, you would be.
You nearly did.
Oh, heaven forbid your strengths be tested.
No,
You
it was a good-
succeeded in some cases.
I will say, you do look a might bit more pale. Was my sword not good enough for you?
Well, I thought you were going to give me a long sword.
It was pretty long.
Just
Meanwhile, I'll sit at a 71 HP still.
Look, man, you're still within disintegrate range. Just saying.
I know.
Sitting on the table are um, definitely more what you would consider local treats. Fruits that a lot of you have only seen in the foreign trade sort of hubs there in Innsland. And I will note that the Lich, while speaking to you, is not present in the room.
I'll go ahead and start eating.
Yeah. And while we wait for Joe to get the prayer off.
Using my very good
God damn it.
Union.
It's his
First
legal
name
name.
Union.
Wasn't
Last name Union.
wasn't gonna call you out on it until you said, "God damn it."
I forgot that it slash me does the name.
You mean Van Damme?
Yeah, that too.
Anyhow, and welcome, Echo.
Hi.
What kind of food is there?
Mostly what fruits, vegetables, a lot of root vegetables. Not a lot of meat. And what is there appears to be preserved meats of a creature you currently cannot identify.
But fresh fruit?
Fresh fruit. And by
Union
can't
begins
identify
to-
it's not sold in markets you're familiar with.
Yeah, Yoon begins to pile up a plate, but specifically avoids the meat.
Specifically with meat.
It was this death that Union came back as a vegetarian.
No more killing, not even indirectly.
He is a killing indirectly. He's eating my food's food.
Oh
And in
man.
the end, it was only the meat that wasn't poisoned.
Yeah, it's cursed fruit. I'll just pull out some rations.
It's all pineapples. Just all pineapple.
Even
The food that
cooked
eats you.
rations.
Yep, even the rations turned into pineapples. For the record, none of it looks what we would describe as unappetizing or questionable. It is decently presented.
Can I make like a survival check maybe, or a wisdom check to see if the meat is like
You want to
human
give it the
or some
sniff check?
variety of? What check was that?
Yeah, so you want to give it a sniff check? See if it's good?
I mean, I want to see if it's like the flesh of an intelligent, you know,
Okay.
the flesh of a
That
potential
medicine
party
check.
member. All right.
This is what he
Medicine.
collected from those bones we just fought.
Also, Joe, good roll.
Yeah, right?
You are pretty confident that this is definitely from a beast.
Union will announce it as such.
You've seen no humanoid that has this sort of bone structure. Basically, if you've seen a steamship similar in shape and size.
Wait, a steamship?
Have you never... Blink, blink. Leah, please tell me you know what I'm talking about and I'm not crazy.
As in a boat?
No. As in, like, a shoulder of beef?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why you mean what?
That's
I've
a
literally
very
never heard
obscure
that.
reference.
Look, man, I just work here.
Southerners.
I have a feeling it's not a southerner thing.
Well, let's go to the Google.
Anyhow, you are effectively undisturbed for at least the entirety of Joe's casting. The insightful among you, in fact, that pretty much everyone except Tempest can sort of feel that there is a presence with you. You assume, again, some sort of reconnaissance method of the Lich. Should you desire conversation with the undead fellow. But otherwise, you are able to eat, talk.
That's the steamship. Cut.
And yes, it is massive.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Well, then I guess she's happy.
That is a lot of beef.
I guess
That's
it's
what
named
she's-
because they used to roast one to feed hundreds of passengers and crews on transatlantic ships back in the day.
Thank you, Google.
Doesn't tell me where it's from, but whatever. Right. So, Jared totally remembers his name. Master Rhaegar?
Someone gonna help Jera out.
Railgar.
I'm
You know,
looking
like
at
a train.
Elgar. I was close. I was close.
I literally remind myself by just saying it's a train and then rail.
Do you know much about this devourer or whatever it is that is causing? I gesture up at the ceiling, meaning this guy. That?
It's the voice sort of echoes about the room, seeming to come from no particular location. One could say I'm intimately familiar. I have been in touch with members of its cult. These promisers, or promised, I believe they go by. They had thought to recruit me. I made use of them as any other tool in my arsenal. But one of them pushed too far. And unfortunately, my attention was elsewhere at the time. Chains that should not have been broken were, so I put my plan into action. My champions, as you saw. The 70th batch, I believe. The most promising. They at least made it the furthest.
What were they supposed to do?
Well, same thing you're supposed to do. Reforge the chain. Cage the beast before it gobbles us all up.
And how do we do that?
Well, you have the fire. It's been stoked now to its fullest.
Yes, I noticed it's easier to call out now as it was.
Your connections to the gods is not so much improved as you don't rely on them so much at the moment. A blessing I'd have no idea how long will last. Effectively, you're using the Lurker's power. Fire with fire, I say.
Why? Who decided that?
I don't know. But it made sense to me at the time. It looks like I and and the lich materializes in front, opposite the table in front of Sarah, doing the sort of upward hand gesture. Uh, Someone else seemed to have the same idea in mind.
So
Simply put, if my understanding is correct, there should be the middle of the table clears of food, and a vague-ish, please stop dry humping your microphone, map appears, um, including regions you guys have not yet explored, which the best of y'all's memory sort of lines up similar with Joe's scramblings and ramblings of a madman written up on a page. Scrawlings of a madman. There's the word I'm looking for.
Callings of a madman.
You can see the marked fonts. 4 remaining. There should be 4 of these promised. I assume you've dealt with 1 or 2.
we dealt with the one to Lathander. I do the air quotes for the Lathander one.
You're the one for up north too, right?
Mistra.
I don't believe it's been dealt with. It's still burning quite brightly, it seems.
So,
Did you at least take care of its guardian while you were there?
yes.
Fantastic. Should be an easy enough trip. It is now that you're getting this view. I think my intelligent individuals here. Arson and Joe. There is a font over Insulin.
Font over insulin.
Does each font calling out to a different god?
It's less calling out to a different god and redirecting prayers to said god. Attempting to sever yet another chain.
So destroying the fonts is the right call?
I don't see why not.
Gonna insight check him
Absolutely.
as I close the sheet. As I figure out which window is.
I mean, he literally has no facial expressions to read,
Yeah.
but best you can tell, he when he says, I mean, that makes sense.
Like just in general,
He
more
does.
or less.
obviously there's a lot he's keeping behind, but
Yeah,
you know,
he's an archmage. If he's not keeping stuff behind, he's not an archmage.
Didn't Mistress specifically say not to, though?
said that to you. You never exactly gave me quite the clarion call. One of two possibilities that I can think of, and my plan's, I guess, a bit brute force as yours. Without these promise, there'd be no one to focus the channel. The souls, unfortunately, that are currently being pulled through the font, my condolences, but there'd be no one to call forth fresh deaths, I'd imagine. So I had thought to send my champions to deal with these individuals. The longer and more souls they channel, the more powerful they shall become. They have the ability to push their arcane prowesses far beyond what their mortal frames should, to devastating effects. That much I have witnessed.
I think we have seen that one.
Seen what?
You can vaguely recall both the one you fought at the Church of Lefandar and up north, effectively overcasting. I hazard a fear if this malignant tumor upon our world were to continue for, I'd give it a week before at least one of them becomes nigh unkillable.
So we have 4 more to go to, or 3?
Let's see. There was the one to the north. You said you've dealt with the promise there, but did not deal with the font.
Yes.
And if my friendly chat with your dear dwarven friend says anything, then it has quite the feast to prey upon up there. There is the one here over Enslin. This one here in Grenache, I don't believe it over any population center, which in itself is odd. I don't recall there being any massed homes like Dwarven's field of study.
Where in Grenache is it? Just so we have a general.
I mean, the map's right there in front of you.
No, I mean the.
I'm going to mark it on your map because, again, there is a physical map in front of you.
Exactly.
And we're the X near Texaco, right?
No, you're where the guild marker is.
Where the guild marker is. I see that now. It was below Sarah.
So.
That one I can get you to an hour at worst. Assuming you can get some rest before then.
Yes, I think before we do anything, rest is needed.
A week, I remind you, Master Arson.
Yes, but he was dead 5 minutes ago.
15. 15.
I was exaggerating for dramatic effect, sir.
and I'm sure our host has been dead a lot longer.
Yeah, he looked at you like, and?
He doesn't have a phylactery.
That sounds like a
that you
personal
know
problem.
about.
His phylactery is y'all's budget.
I was about to say, yes, he does. It's called arson.
No, no. The well's dry at this point. I got no more diamonds.
You hear that, Union?
I hear it. And so I think our next plan is to find a certified diamond seller.
No, our next plan is to figure out the way to stop these spawns from doing whatever they're doing.
I'm just saying, might be good to have a diamond when we do that.
Well, it sounds like my solution to the first one worked.
Yes.
Although, I
Worked
might
is
let
a
somebody else do it this time.
way to put it. I did notice a shift in the power, made drawing on it much more difficult, but could be worse.
Well, do you have a suggestion that's better?
As I said, your method and my method, while both brute force, just happen to be targeting different things.
What was your method?
What was your target? Is
Yeah.
basically
Yeah.
These cultists, the promised, especially Agatha. I believe she was the most devout.
So we killed the.
Kill them. Eventually, the fonts drink up all they've got left, and there's no one there to channel anymore. Theoretically. I've only had 2 months of study on this. Like I said, my attention was elsewhere when this all began.
So we basically kill the protectors of them and go from there.
Yeah, we kill the guardians at each one.
I will note that your method did ensure that the souls being consumed, I guess would be the word, weren't, well, consumed. Lost and now wandering aimlessly upon the material plane, but albeit not consumed.
That'll be a problem for later.
Um,
Look, at this point, I think we just write Reindorf off as a loss.
Look, dog, they're gonna have like the greatest comeback story.
Every season they come back, and by the end of the season they're gone again.
Man, did you hear? They opened up this fantastic casino. People were making gold hand over fist. And fucking Mafia rolled in. What the hell, guys?
So I think in every campaign from now on, we need a city that just goes through that sort of arc.
It'll be Berg.
Yeah.
Poor Berg.
Which one?
I didn't stutter. But let's see here. So we have this one here in Krenash. Like I said, I've been here quite some time, and I don't recall any tells of a lost city or anything of that effect within the forest.
Would I know of anything?
You're welcome to
that
roll
area?
history. You don't know of any official cities, but you do recall a grove mentioned. Something tied quite tightly to the natural order.
I think I remember hearing that there's a grove in that area.
Scratches his bony chin. Ah,
In
druids.
Yeah. Which makes sense why you wouldn't really know of it.
I,
A little bit.
I have friends that are
area?
druids. Thank you very
Yeah, but
much.
a lot of them are not fans of undead. No offense.
The groves where?
Where the
Exactly.
font is
Here in Kernash.
here in Grenache.
Yes.
Okay.
So you have the one back up in Mergia, the one here in Grenache, one over at Enslin. I don't have my world map open at the moment because I'm a bad person.
Right. I'm trying to make notes of where the fonts are. That's why I was asking.
Let me
I've been like piecing it together as we've been talking.
panic open my map here. And then laugh when this computer doesn't have the file. Let's hope this is the file. In Hercure, up in good old Bergland.
In Bergland. My notes go.
It's Herkir.
Yeah. And in Bergland. So there's how many fonts was there total?
To my knowledge, there were 6. One of them fell off 2 days ago.
Where was that one?
Truth be told, that one was across the Maelstrom
Ah, okay.
Okay.
in Unstad. Well, what is currently Unstad, because your GM hasn't finished fixing that area, name-wise. But he'll do the good old arcane hand wave, and it will shift the map over to a land no one in this party has explored. It's completely unfamiliar terrain features, and he'll gesture vaguely at a southern point. If you were looking at the world map on your browser, it would be right around where it says Rifta.
Where it says.
I'll throw it in Monday chat for those who are not wanting to look at the super tiny map.
Goes my theory.
In Unstrad. Unstad.
Mind you, that was also the last of the fonts that I tracked to appear. I suppose one of the promised hopped ship and decided to play in their own little playground.
I can't imagine that went well for them.
As I said, those fell off my tracking as of 2 days ago. I again do not know why. My attention was upon my champions.
While everybody's still kind of talking about this, Joe is gonna kind of pull out and like unfurl his madman scrawlings, as they've been called. um, is my I call it my sleep map still showing the fonts?
It is. It has not changed. This was handwritten by you.
Sure.
Well, you in a state.
That's not the way I remember it, but fine. That was in character, by the way. That's not the way I remember it. But like looking at his map and like comparing where like the dots are,
They line up almost precisely.
right? So that the ones that are still active would be the one in the Grove and Kernosh, one over Innsland, the one in the north that we didn't actually turn off yet, which is Merkia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, quartz dot.
Chord start, yeah.
The one in
Hercure.
Bergland. Yeah. And he said there was one in Unstrad, but it's gone dark.
As of 2 days ago, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we have. Yeah. I gotta look at the map again.
Well, I think we do go after the one in Krinash next.
Obviously, I mean
It's right there.
Yeah. I don't plan on going halfway around the world.
And then
Just
coming all the way back, yeah.
Although it would be nice to have a reason to come back.
Oh yeah, because if you don't have a reason.
Joe, I think we can figure out a reason to come back here if you really want to come back here.
It sounds like we're on a clock, so maybe
I mean,
shopping
once we
now
fix
is not the
this.
best
Once
option.
we fix this.
Now, to hold up my end of the agreement, you faced my champions, and I promised that I would assist you with my arcane might. As noted, I can get you to this Druid's Grove, if that is what it is, in under just about an hour. But I can also bestow upon you certain blessings if you are willing, which may make enduring the rest of your trials a little more lax. Take the edge off, if you will.
And what are you offering?
I have a handful of elixirs that my champions weren't going to need due to their. I like that Kodark immediately says he's offering booze.
What have we done to you, cat?
But I had a feeling that there was a chance that others would be on same quest. They will make the imbiber capable of enduring sleepless nights, lack of food. You would, before you get all smitey, Mr. Paladin, and squints at the Claire Wizard. Clarard? Clarard. We're on with Clarard.
I give it looks like you saw how many fireballs I threw.
Yeah, okay, fine. Wizzick.
It's like, I'm pretty tapped.
Effectively temporary undead. You would not need to eat, sleep. Your bones and muscles will not ache from long travel. I have steeds prepared that were meant for my champions that I'm sure would assist you greatly in crossing great distances. On loan, mind you.
Yes.
And would you take something in return for this besides our aid in stopping these fronts?
I, as stated, am holding up my end of a previous bargain, Master Paladin. I assure you this is not binding you to some underhanded deal.
Would excuse me if I have a hard time believing that on your word alone.
I'd be impressed if you did. And a little disappointed. Though I am told by our dear dwarven friend, and I assure you he is getting the most hospitable treatment, that his most beloved has been taken along with some of your friends.
Yes.
The cat's gone?
Facepalm.
Your orcs.
No, Orc and Grandma. Yeah, we left one Orc in Rheindorf.
That is true.
Yeah.
You left one orc in Rheindorf
With the bear.
with the bear.
I bet you they're just having a great old time.
I will look into trying to figure out which of these groups perpetrated this act. It is best assumed that the branch from Ilhern, being the closest, were the most capable. Assuming it is the same group. Ellswood has a veritable list of foes in his times of ascending to power. He didn't.
Having met him, I can believe it.
The moment the Lich has been nicer to you than Ellswood.
Yeah.
For now, you are in dire need of resting these corporeal forms. Flesh is so weak.
The temporary states, you say we won't have to eat or drink or sleep.
And nor will you tire from long journeys, as the mounts I will provide you will be of similar state.
How long does it last?
Assuming you do not purge any of the contents, a month?
And at the end of this month, we will just revert. We don't need to return to you to have the effects lifted, or
And we don't like suddenly have a month's worth of fatigue and hunger
good question, Joseph.
come back to us.
I have not exactly had many live subjects to test the elixir on. The fatigue, I can almost guarantee. The hunger should not be issue, as you will hopefully have sated yourself before imbibing. He gestures at the bounty of food.
Also, I would
I-
assume it would.
Most people do not eat a month's worth of food in one sitting.
Your system is going to go on hold, Master Union.
But I would also assume turning undead would impede healing of the divine kind.
My champions managed just fine. You saw it yourself.
Yes. But I would prefer not to be. I would prefer not to have to. If we are to go up against these champions, I'd prefer not to have a handicap of us running out of vitality and not being able to top back up easily.
I think we'll be all right. I mean, I don't want to feel like we're ungrateful for this.
Oh, We are
This
very
sounds like
grateful.
this sounds like a very good thing that he's offering us.
I do not, unfortunately, have any gear or artifacts to loan you. The lot that was given and that you faced against was designed quite specifically for and would only do you harm.
Well,
You are welcome to not drink. I will still offer the mounts. They are tireless, as promised.
I think I'll pass on drinking.
I will pass as well.
They will still be proffered, and if you change your mind, note that you
Can
should
I take theirs?
drink it in full. The wake up junkie is like,
I'm just curious. I mean,
I do not know what excessive doses will do to your frame, half blood, but they're yours. Do with them as you see fit.
excellent.
They'll be waiting with the mounts in the stables. I have other things I must attend. Please sate your body's nutritional needs, rest, and we will see you off.
there is. Once he's sort of gone, we'll turn to his party. There is something to be said about not having to sleep. We are on a time crunch.
Yes, but it is not just the. We gain a lot from sleeping, Union.
Some of us.
Turning
Most of
myself
us.
into an undead is a line a little bit further than I'm willing to cross.
Well, it's not exactly undead.
I would rather not have to find that out mid-fight when I try to heal you and it fails.
And test it before.
But here's the thing. It's for a month. I still won't be able to heal whoever takes this potion.
I'm pretty sure he said it probably would.
He seemed to indicate that the previous champions could heal.
No, they said they figured. They said they survived. They survived. There's a difference.
His exact words, as note, were, "You saw them do it."
Yeah.
Because Sarah
Yeah.
knows for a fact she put that druid down.
This is true. They healed somehow.
They believe they healed with inflict wounds.
Yes, out of character, yes, but it's a matter of what spell do I swap?
That's the real reason he doesn't want to have to change his prep spells.
I mean, I'm
It's-
okay with the not healing part.
Well, you hate my healing anyway, Kotark. So
Exactly. It's not a
Kotark,
problem.
you don't get beat up.
So,
As
just
a member
Yeah?
of
to
the
be
Beat Up
fair,
Club.
who all isn't
like
drinking
healing.
theirs?
I am not.
I am not.
Okay.
I
I'm
don't get
on the
beat up
fence.
because I respect my health.
Month.
Are you
Long
arguing that you live more healthy than me? Someone needs to be in the front line.
potions.
I mean, I
For the record, you have
I-
not gotten the potions yet.
I know, but I'm just making a note.
Uh-huh. There will be
Of-
2 extra potions of undeath.
Joe
Yeah.
continues to be a drug dealer.
Drug
Like
collector.
as
Drug
soon as-
dealer?
Drug-
I
drug-
don't think
co-
I've
co-
ever
Tinker.
offered any of this.
Like as soon as he said no sleep, I was like, "Well, Joe's taking one."
Is Tempest
A
going to take
whole
hers?
I don't know.
Here's the thing. I'm not saying that I'm going to be using all of these, but at the same time, I'm taking them all along with us.
Oh yeah, take him along with us.
I mean, it's very like he said. I mean, it's very possible that I drink a second one and I die instantly. uh,
That's it. That's how I kill Joe. I've.
You
Joe from
One of
Undead
the
Side of
best
the Dead.
drugs.
Ah.
but
Yep.
I'm, cause that's pretty much what he said. He doesn't know. Um, but I mean, we're gonna. I just want to know like how many extras I'm gonna wind up having in my bag. Is all I'm curious about.
I think Tempest will pass.
Layla helps keep you awake. Yeah, Joe's on board, stops reading, doesn't care about side effects.
If there is anything more accurate, I have not
Yeah.
seen it.
Hair falls out. You
Yeah.
become a werewolf. Now, mind you, a bald werewolf. But you never have to sleep again.
Oh man, that was
I
Fucking-
literally see
such
nothing
an
wrong with this.
interesting werewolf.
If someone can
Like
find
one
a
of those
bald
like
werewolf picture,
yeah, a bald werewolf. You know, it's basically like those hairless chihuahuas.
uh huh.
He's got slightly wrinkly skin.
If I might, Jera, by all means, ping the actual Tempest and just give her the skinny.
Yeah, I can
See
do
if
that.
she would yay or nay it. If she doesn't after a while, just well, you're piloting.
If I had to guess, she's probably asleep by now, but
Aren't these her Overwatch hours?
I don't know anymore.
Because she shows online on Discord.
I feel like she'd probably agree with wanting to have heals from Arson, though.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I for one am going to be drinking this. You guys could wait and see
Yeah.
if you're able to heal me. But I'm not drinking it right now. I think everybody wanted to like get a
Is-
good rest in and before we leave and everything.
So, one thing that I might not be totally understanding the mechanics of, and this would have a big impact on Union, is are you able to recover slots while undead if you're not sleeping?
You still need to make the rest, but you can still be doing other activities,
can
studying, learning about your
keep
opponents, keeping watch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically the Joe method.
Except Joe has to like
to a
struggle bus
Yeah.
Yeah.
at times.
Yeah, Union would
And as long as you're not
wait
being
to see about Joe.
excessive, I would even allow very light travel.
Yeah,
Now,
Union
Mutt
will wait until see Joe.
Mutt can correct me if I'm wrong in his campaign, but for the record, mechanically, long rest and sleep do not have to go together.
Correct.
Yeah, because there are abilities that
Just because we wouldn't have to sleep doesn't mean you couldn't stop and take a long rest.
yeah.
That is correct.
Because it sounds like that's what your issue was you were concerned that that for the next month
You're just gonna
you
get tapped
wouldn't
out.
be- yeah, you're not. Yeah,
Yeah, no
not gonna
slots
be
for
able
the
to
next
take
month.
long rest to heal or anything like that.
That's not true.
Yeah.
You could still get short rests, and I know you have slots that come back with that.
Yeah, 2 of them.
Yeah.
The rest ones.
Two reliable slots.
Mhm.
As your deliberation continues, you can hear a small wooden door open to the party's left, and a hunched and small frame of a skeleton steps in and gives you a polite little wave and gestures to the door.
I think he wants us to go with him.
I'll go with him.
Should we be mildly concerned about Everflame?
Should
I
we?
will.
Probably.
I mean, like, obvious getting to this font is not going to be an issue, but with this being on such a short time clock, do we still have a way of, like, getting all the way across to the continents in a very short period of time? I'm asking the rest of the party because nobody else is here.
Now
Because I know before,
we used the teleportation circle.
yeah, we used Ellswood's, teleportation stuff.
It's a
Yeah.
three-day
Ellswood's
travel for
gone.
the font.
So the short answer is no, not right now.
I think that is correct.
Okay.
So follow the skeleton.
Yeah, let's see where he's taking us.
All right, as the rest of the party catches up, sir, I'll just go ahead and read that out loud. Following a bit behind Sarah, who pretty much immediately got up and followed the skeletal servant, you are led very directly to a large and fairly comfortably adorned room with very comfortable looking beds, armor stands, foot lockers, and all the way at the end is Everflame currently tugging very aggressively at his beard, clearly like just shaking violently with worry. He has not seemed to have noticed you as of yet.
Clear my throat. To be like, hey, we're here.
Oh, by the nine hells! He looks up. His eyes clearly he's shed some man tears. Kind of does a little thumb rub on him. He told me he was putting you against his champions, and oh man, so you definitely got you worked over a fair bit.
Yeah. He died. Upon it union.
Glad to see you got better.
Again.
Squints. No, normally after two you retire. But he nods politely to the skeleton who leaves the room. I cannot tell you how happy I am that it's your flesh-ridden bodies joining me here in this room and not his clackety bones. Sarah, it is obscenely comfortable. In fact, you're pretty much instantly asleep.
Oh,
As if,
Awesome, Ted.
yep, you muttering, I'm no quitter.
No quitter.
Sure, you're not, buddy.
As if all the weight of your body is just gone. And you guys watch as her armor seems to shift and move. Wizards, this is a good chance that there's an unseen servant tending to her armor.
Well, unless there's further discussion. think everyone should go to sleep.
So he's agreed to his aid, yes?
Yes. And we
Yes.
know the exact coordinates of the rest of the fun.
I missed our ranks. That's good. That's good.
We also are on a very short time clock. He thinks we only have about 10 days.
Roll that deception.
Isn't that true?
7.
7 days. 1 week?
1 week.
Okay. Well, that's not deception.
Oh, that was
That's
that was
wrong
misremembering.
information.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I
I
thought
was
you were
about
like
to say, I'm pretty sure that's what I believe.
on the 7th day. You're like, wait a second.
Yeah, sorry to raise your concern. He actually means 7, not 10.
Yes, numbers.
I see.
It's the 10th day of the month.
Ah, easy mistake. World ending in 10 days. World ending on the 10th day of the month. Just
Yeah.
just a world ending scenario. No worries, Master Trenta.
Yeah.
So, out of curiosity, and I'm going to kind of show him the map that I've mapped and show him the other 3 are nowhere near us. After we take care of this one, the one that's like right next to us, is there any way that we're going to be able to get to the other in basically a day's time?
I mean, that's not too far from the circle.
I'm sure there's a circle in Innsland.
I'm afraid I don't know it.
Oh, crap.
I've
Because like getting back to the north shouldn't be a problem.
Well, unless the glutton has eaten the entire tower.
And then, the 3 days travel from the tower to the font, then back.
Yeah, and back. Oh, world's end.
I have faith if he is giving any aid, then he believes the task doable. What all did he say he is providing?
He's providing us mounts.
The dwarf pales. Mounts.
Let me guess. Not a fan of mounts.
Yes, potions and mounts and energy drinks.
Mounts and monsters. That's alright. That's
Mounts and red line.
oof. Ooh. Hitting it hard. I've had the privilege of, in his, we'll say, younger years of undeath. If they're what I think they are, then travel will not be of much concern. It's just the air sickness.
Well, I guess we'll wait and see.
What was that?
The dwarf rode a flying broom, right?
Yes, he did. Did still seems to make him sick to his stomach to think about these mounts.
Okay, so we're all going to huddle around Union. Get that saving throw buff.
We need to have a conversation about my personal space.
Sir, I revived you.
I'm in that bubble, damn it.
Yeah.
You get a pass, Austin.
Tempest
One
informs you
day
she
you
hasn't
will be
stabbed
your
you. Or cast fireball on you. As she flops in bed and goes to sleep.
Did hit me with a fireball. I think we're even.
No.
That's your opinion.
So is everybody going to bed?
So for Sarah and Tempest. And like again, as soon as she hits the bed, out like a light.
Yep.
Union would also get some rest.
One might refer to it like as if it was the sleep of the dead.
You were waiting all night for that pun work in mind.
Not really. It's kind of
Doubt.
had to toss a bone in there. That one I was waiting all night for. I immediately hear typing. Like, this motherfucker here. But if you have any mistrust, I assure you, his methods are disagreeable, but
Heart's in the right place.
I'm not exactly sure where he's put his heart.
I forgot. That's a legitimate concern.
I'm
Honestly, I
sure
don't
it's in
think
the
we
right
have
place.
Luxury of mistrust right now.
But I adventured with this individual for 30 some odd years before we all parted ways.
Ventured with a lich.
Yes, because your travel companions are normal.
None of them are liches.
You're
You're
unconscious.
asleep.
Oh, sorry. Talking in my sleep.
What's she dreaming about?
It's a damn good dream.
I mean, I don't think there's anything particularly odd about water genasi and a fire genasi.
A tiefling.
He seems to be looking towards Joe when he says it more than anything.
I was getting to that one.
Because oddly enough, the most normal-ish looking one among you, probably the oddest.
The one who glows more often than not.
The pseudo Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
I mean, if you normally keep odd company with you, I suppose it explains why you weren't bothered with the curse moving.
I mean, who better for a student of necromancy to travel with than a lich, to be fair?
That's fair.
He played parts adventuring companion and mentor in that regard. Ellswood was a little less appreciative of his company, but They were good adventures.
Just you three. No others?
Oh, there were others. There was Draida. Uh, she's long past, though. The, I guess, most mortal of us. Kind of tucks back up on his chair and begins filling up a pipe.
Is Elswood not a human?
He is, by definition, a human, yes. Archmages, when you get to a certain point, you kind of find ways. He's not exactly on the path to lichdom, and he, unfortunately, is towards the end of his years. As many more as I wish to have with him.
It's not the amount of time you have, it's what you make out of it, though.
Aye. As long as the asshole hasn't gone and got himself killed. I guess I can put off my studies for a little while.
This familiar's still alive, then that's probably a good indication.
Yes, but we left the little scamp back at the tower, so haven't exactly been around to see it pop.
Yeah, that does well to ease you then.
I've not been able to get to sending through either.
When I tried it, same issue.
This is better not knowing.
If you have any more prying questions to my heroic years of youth, by all means, but you do need your rest.
It's always prying with you people.
He gives that knowing squint.
Is it prying if you answer readily?
No. It's not the method of answering that makes it prying.
Suit yourself.
I assume, Master Joe, I will have the joy of your wakeful company throughout the eve.
Probably for a while.
I strongly urge you all rest. The beds, if you have not noticed by your companions, are enchanted. Sleep will find you.
I am not resting one of those.
As you say, time is of an essence. The enchantment there will half the time required. I had thought, personally, to try and steal said enchantment last time I was here, but it... You know, it is exasperating for a lich to not want to give away such unusable secret.
It's a good thing we don't have an elf in the party. Or at least one who sleeps.
Definitely not an elf.
No, I was talking about Joe.
I know.
This is the great reveal. Union has been an elf this whole time.
Explains why he's so
Horns are
pale.
prosthetics.
Tapes on horns but clips his ears.
Thought tieflings had pointy horns or pointy ears.
Not all. And by his official art, he has chubby cheeks and everything.
Didn't have chubby cheeks.
Sir?
Moderately chubby.
Pretty sure that can't qualify as chubby cheeks.
Moderately.
Oh no.
Uh-huh. That's considered his official art.
I thought he had
It
a broken
is-
horn now.
It hasn't been updated by the artist.
Okay. So
It's
that
so
is
very
accurate.
old.
But he still has one broken horn. Just making sure.
If you pull up the stream, you'd see.
I tried to launch Chrome like 20 minutes ago and it still hasn't loaded up because my computer's being slow.
Well, then I'll leave it to someone who has the actual image file to link it in the Discord. If they are of such desire, because I don't actually have that file.
Yeah.
I don't think I do either.
Squint?
I don't know.
Somewhere I have the image file that I made, but that's not canon.
But assuming those who go to rest on the beds, as noted, 4 hours later, you are wide awake and perfectly refreshed.
Right. Out of curiosity, besides me, did anybody else stay up?
I know Kotork said that he was not going to rest in the bed. So, pulls up a
I'm
stool
just
and
curious to know if there is a point when everybody else is asleep.
Kotark.
I don't know. Maybe.
I need more than a maybe. Do you go to sleep? Either in the bed or not, does not matter.
Okay.
Do need no which, because
Yes.
that's when you go to bed, or when you wake up.
Sleep.
Sleep. Chair, floor, bed. What?
Chair.
Chair. Okay. So yes, Joe. There is a point where everyone is asleep, but you and Everflame.
Right. But Everflame is still awake. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm gonna edit that PM that I sent you slightly and leave the note with him instead.
Where did you send it? Okay.
Oh,
Discord.
I sent it in
Yep.
because you know my issues with
Yeah.
and I will be laying down on one of the beds.
Oh wait.
That's pointy ears.
There was an elf joke.
Yeah.
All right, duly
I
noted,
would
sir.
be shot, but then I remembered the sleep magic thing.
Did you get that, Joe?
Did you send it in game?
In game, yes. It was a roll.
Okay, I did see it in.
Okay.
It literally just came through right now. When you asked me, I hadn't yet.
Okay. So, Sarah, Union, Arson, Tempest all arise. Tempest, the first one, like I said, or excuse me, Sarah was the first one down, with Tempest just a few minutes behind. As almost 4 hours on the dot, your eyes pop open, and it is as if reborn. You feel obscenely rusted. You wait to see Kotar kind of tossing and turning in this still comfortable high back chair, um, with Everflame currently holding onto a note and staring cautiously towards Joe, who is laying in a bed. Tempest rises, Arson eventually rises, and then Union rises. Similarly refreshed.
So push the button.
Push the button.
Okay.
Ah, those beds are really something else.
Bed so good it fixed her broken legs.
Oh my gosh.
I just wanted to make sure that you saw the roll as it happened. It did something did happen.
I feel 15 years younger.
That's when like the streak of white hair falls in your face.
Ah, never mind.
But as of yet, Joe and Kotark have not woken.
I'm gonna assume that they just went to bed a little bit later, so just to wait a little bit longer from quietly.
Miss Sarah,
Yes.
I'm going to send over Discord because copy paste is a thing.
Are you saying that Roll20 has copy paste issues?
Yes, yes I am. Roll20, I'm calling you out. Dawn, she can't see that chat. Just so you know.
Oh. Well, that's unfortunate.
What am I looking at?
Everflame hands you a pretty well-written note. And it speaks in ways similar to Mr. Joseph, who he glances at as he hands it to you.
Oh.
What is it, Sarah?
Something very cryptic, and then it says, if I do not return, go on without me, I will try to catch up.
May I see it?
Yeah. I just pasted it in
Yeah,
chat.
proof that would have broken. See all those shift centers? That
100%.
absolutely would have broken.
It would have broken immediately.
Yep, Roll20 calling you out.
So, but given my goddess, that second word's standing out to me, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A pretty large chunk of the puzzle that is Joe kind of slams into place for you.
Oh, okay. Okay. Roll the letter, hand it back to Sarah. Okay.
What does it mean?
Are you alright, Arson?
I know why Joe doesn't sleep now.
Because he uses a large amount of drugs, Arson.
No, I know the reason why.
We've known this for some time, Arson. Union pats him on the shoulder. It's okay. Just because he uses drugs does not mean he is a bad man.
Mage hand slap his hand.
It barely does anything, but you feel it.
No, I know the reasoning why.
He's an addict, and we love him.
No.
What's the reasoning?
How do I go about this in 5 minutes or less?
You've got effectively 3 hours and 58 minutes. No, sorry, 3 hours and probably 40 some odd minutes before Kotark wakes up.
Okay. So, I will just pull out. May I have the note again?
Sure.
Okay, so this name here, Char, super
Yes.
bad news. Like, the exact opposite of Saloon.
Union would try to read the note over.
I have a feeling he's like holding it so you can read it,
Yes.
Okay.
like warrant
Are
style.
you telling me that Union looks around and whispers, Joseph is a vampire?
Paladin, you would know at least of Shar. Go ahead and hit the wiki real quick.
I mean, Jared's totally not doing that.
I have a bit of a religious history. Would I know?
You can roll for it. You're not trained, correct?
No, I didn't really pay attention.
Yeah, but you're welcome to roll for it. See if it's come up. You would have the very
Ooh.
like surface knowledge.
Counterpart to one. Ooh.
Basically, once
This
you,
is
long story short, once you hit
complicated.
Night Parade, stop. Joseph, they're typing up an essay for me. I'm in trouble.
What?
I said,
No, not a huge essay. I was trying to get a kind of a quick summary for you.
Yep.
Yeah, basically, her and Saloon fought, and that's why we have magic.
I thought Mistra was why we had magic.
It was
Right.
it was the combination of their forces that created Mistra.
Oh.
Do correct me if I'm wrong, but
we're rolling with that because I'm too lazy to make a pantheon for this world.
okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That sounded damn good.
That's literally what happened.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that sounds
Well-
yeah, that sounds plausible. Yeah, sure, why not?
Well, and I'm not gonna even go into the whole Mistral thing.
Yeah, that's a deep dive. We're not here for it right now.
No, I do not have the years for all that.
So, what does this note mean for Joseph?
He is currently, I believe, trying to get knowledge from her. And thus sleep.
So what?
I think we need to let him be while we go on and hope he catches up.
We just continue on and
Yeah,
well,
I don't see a way around it.
Meanwhile, Kodork's still tossing and turning on the high back chair.
Well, we have at least four-ish hours.
No one says you have to wait.
No, we are not going without two people. We'll leave one, not two, Kotar.
No, I'm saying you can wake me up. I'm not Joe.
Yes, but you need your long rest.
Who says that?
Me?
The party healer.
I'm a rebel.
Sad as Kodart tosses one more time.
Well, I dislike the idea of leaving someone behind, but as we've established, time is not something we have in great abundance.
Exactly. And last time he actually slept, it was 2 days, so we might as
Right.
well.
And presumably he will take one of those potions and be able to catch up with some haste.
We could potentially drag him along. We did it before.
I looked at Everflame. Do you think that's a good idea?
He
It
seems
could
to be
like a neck injury where
sleeping.
you're not supposed to move them.
Like a normal rest to me. I've not exactly had my studies on Shaw. See again, necromancer. We all have our specializations. I didn't exactly delve into dream magic.
I guess there is also the chance he just wakes up normally.
I mean, by the end of this conversation, once again, Joe, the most refreshed you have ever been.
Yep.
And we're just going to do a little GM roll here. Feeling very confident. Subject to change per discussion later.
Right. As soon as Joe wakes up, he literally like springs out of the bed like he was electrocuted by something.
like.
Ah.
Charlotte uses
Never mind.
tasers to wake up her followers.
Like stands, looks around, sees everybody still here. How many days was I asleep?
4
12.
hours.
Maybe 4 hours?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have not actually left yet.
Then we still have time.
That we do.
Meanwhile, Kodork starts to snore.
Would one of you two just throw him in a bed? Looking at Sarah or Union.
Eat.
Yeah, I'll throw him in a bed.
Kotark, you are startled awake.
Sarah, grab his legs, I'll catch his arms.
Make a acrobatics or athletics at disadvantage, while one of you rolls athletics at advantage. Because you are definitely woken up by the sudden grabbing of arms.
Someone's getting stabbed.
Nope. No one's getting stabbed in the immediacy as you guys hoist Kotark off the chair and toss him into bed.
Hopefully he wasn't awake long enough to see who did it.
Yes, it was Everflame.
Oh, I'm sure he knows I'm way too short to make that throw, but nice try.
Exactly.
Perhaps some dark wizard magics, I'm sure. I could levitate a person.
Just because I'm a necromancer does not mean I have dark magics. I mean, I do, but that's beside the point.
Well,
As he said that, I was doing that.
doubt.
He does like the little shoulder check towards you, like he's about to use some of it. And Kodark, you are awake and immediately deep sleep.
You guys will still have to wait 4 hours.
2.
Yes. Ha.
Vickers.
Because you did sleep 4.
Yep.
And your sleep wasn't disturbed enough.
Worth it.
Eyes pop awake 2 hours later. Just refresh, but this feeling of betrayal.
I felt this before.
But really comfortably refreshed. And I will note those who anyone who put their armor up on armor stands, your armors are pristinely cleaned and maintained.
Oh, good.
Well, a bit longer than intended. The door opens up at the end of the room. And Ralgar is
Just pointing in Kotar's general direction at that.
Oh, trust me, I am aware of who mistrusted me so. I'm not insulted.
I'd be
Come,
more concerned if you weren't.
your mounts await. Rations for those who intend to remain in such necessity. It hopefully will not hamper their speed. He turns and begins to lich float away. Because walking is for losers.
Yeah. I think we should get all of our stuff, get loaded up, and get moving as quick as possible, because I really
Yes.
don't want to fall behind.
No.
I agree.
Indeed.
I mean, all lizards used to be able to float and levitate, but no, they had to nerf the disc. There's no salt.
Can tell.
Everflame just gives you the little knowing pat, like, believe me. Believe me, Mystery works in mysterious ways, but that one hurt the most.
Oh, also during the night, I would have, like, prior to sleep, I would have cast 5 Familiar as a ritual.
Duly noted. What's
to
your
avoid any-
familiar? Which you
I
could have
think
cast
it's a
while
cat.
you were waiting on Kotar. You had time, basically. So a
Yeah.
cat?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I poof it away for now.
You oh.
But you need, like, right mid-reaching, like, oh, kitty, poof!
There's a kitty. Oh, awesome. Bring him back. Just like indignant union stare. Bring him back right now.
Joe, after seeing him like summon his humanity, he's like, "Oh yeah, right." He'll bring Duncan. And he's like, "Here, have some food," and then send him away again.
Duncan appears still, like wide-eyed, clutching the dagger.
Yeah, clutching the dagger still.
Stepping out into the hall, you are led what feels an oddly straight path, and thus far, you don't recall ever having made a twist or a turn getting to any room that you've been brought to. Before you are soon find yourself working upwards, and find yourself at the top of this tower. There, you can see a stretch of sand. Looks a lot like Murgia did. Now covered with snow from recent fall. There atop the tower, currently tethered to iron posts, are what appear to be skeletal griffins.
We should expedite things.
These are gonna suck to ride.
Oh, definitely.
We're riding on bones.
They have saddles.
We're riding on saddles that are on bones.
I think you do a great job. Union attempts to pat one on the beak.
It actually nuzzles your hand.
Ah, I was expecting to lose a finger.
Everflame comes behind you. He's like starting to load his gear one. It's not their temperament that made me ill. You turn to the Lich. And your promise to me. Yes, Master Dwarf. I will investigate to see if it is indeed one of these groups behind your husband's disappearance. You have my word. Mr. Guide you all. She at least led you to the right place to begin with. If I do say so.
Right.
Totally not the Lich being cocky.
Totally.
Totally. As noted, each of the saddles does appear to have a bag full of much of that fruit. A wax paper wrapping, if investigated, you would find there is a cut of the meat that was upon the table. Smells a little more preserved with salt and spice than it was, potentially for travel. As well as a this is going to be a rough way of trying to describe it, but you guys seen like the average like multivitamin bottle at a store, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A chunky vial of black liquid. Let me reiterate that if you do decide to imbibe, you are to drink every last drop of the vial. It does not go in doses.
What would happen if you dose?
Necrosis, I believe, was the first symptom I saw.
That's bad.
For some.
That's bad for living people who want to stay living.
That one I can't argue.
I've heard of this before. I think they call it an espresso.
He's like, again, scratches at his bony chin, like, not quite what I was going to brand it, but anyone who like tips and churns the vial, it's pretty thick.
Yeah, the look of it is just making me
like a black
good.
cough syrup. I assure you, I did try to give it a different color to make it a little more appealing. I went pink, but I was warned against it. Yes, that is a Pepto-Bismol joke.
Uh-huh. Well, don't exactly have time to stand around looking at it. Down the hatch.
Kind of watch interested as he drinks it.
You know, honestly, doesn't actually taste all that bad. It doesn't taste great. Like, you know, you're not gonna go out of your way to order this particular espresso. And it has a strange Cocoa Puff aftertaste.
Oh no!
I wonder where that that note came from.
Literally added it today.
Gee, I wonder why. But yes, Leah, if we get more weird flavors in, you will be the first to know.
Thank you. It's been an experiment.
Yay, science? Question mark. Um, and you guys watch as Joe, it takes a solid minute for the entirety of the liquid to get down your throat. First thing you notice, your heart stopped. Your stomach seems to not feel any gurgling or need for that good old morning breakfast. Your limbs briefly go numb before regaining a kind of sensation of touch. Kind of like when the dentist numbs your gum, but you can still kind of feel everything.
Mm-hmm.
Your fingers and all your digits move just fine. And while everyone else, you can see your breath, you suddenly see like the fog coming out of his just stop.
Joseph, how do you feel?
Calm.
Do you feel alive?
I definitely feel some essence of life within me. But I don't. I mean, it's different, but not bad. I feel like myself, um, just calmer. It's kind of like, they say when a blind man, loses his sight, his other senses seem to like compensate. It's kind of like that.
What's compensating?
Well, it's more what I don't feel. I have no desire to eat or drink. I don't feel any fatigue or I mean, it's exactly what he said it was.
That's terrifying. I'm gonna not drink that.
That almost hurts. You should be on your way.
Yes, let's go.
Just to make sure, I'm the only one who drank them, so we still have 5.
5. Yep.
Okay.
6 because
5 in the bag.
Everflame was offered one,
Oh, 6 in the bag.
and you can tell he's weighing his options.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing to say we can't take it later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I'm thinking.
Um, a fair warning: you're gonna want to hold on tight with the legs. All right, girl, don't not again, okay? Now with the loops. And he mounts up.
Yeah, I'll help out.
Yep. Everybody in my group mounted up.
Okay, so as the last of you kicks the leg over a saddle and settles in, they dart off obscenely fast. For reference, hey, Azek, how fast can a horse go? And that's where we fade to black.
Yeah.